but what are some things that you can start applying now that will help you be successful later? These are just some things that I've thought of, things that have helped me out. So first of all, be on time, right? So another story. I have stories for like each of these points. But I worked in the news business, and the station that I worked for primarily was in Tampa, Florida. It was Fox 13 News. I worked there for about 8 years as a news reporter. And so I have a good relationship with management there still. I mean, I consider a lot of my colleagues friends still. I can call like the news director and say, hey, how you doing? We shoot the breeze all the time. And a friend of mine who, when I was working at the station, he was just graduating from University of Florida. So he sent me an email one day and he was like, Amani, I'm just graduating from Florida. I'm from Tampa. I want to be a reporter one day. Let's just stay in touch. And I've stayed in touch with him over the years. And now I'm out of the news business. He's a reporter. He's done some anchoring. And he sent me an email on Facebook one day. He said, hey, I have an interview at Fox 13 at my old station. What do you know about the management, the news director? And I said, oh, yeah, they're good people, blah, blah, blah. Well, about a week later, I followed up with him. I said, how'd the meeting go? He said, it didn't happen. I said, well, what do you mean? He said, I was late. And in the news business, that is any job anyways, but especially in the news business, you can't be late for an interview. Because what does that tell management? You might be late for a story. You may miss the interview. You may miss your deadline. So what did I do? Well, I called the news director up. I pleaded. I mean, this is a friend of mine. I've known him for years now. And I said, hey, you got to give him another chance. Please give him an opportunity to come in and talk to you, sit down. And he did. He gave him a second chance. But I think that was a lesson learned for him because he's from Tampa. I mean, this is a great opportunity, right? I mean, it's a big market TV station to always be on time and to never be late. So dress accordingly, right? So, some days for my job, I don't have to dress necessarily like this, but I have 2 presentations to make today. One to you all, and then I have a video presentation at a digital conference later on this afternoon. So I want to be respected. I want to, you guys to look at me as a professional, so I'm dressed like this. Maybe for school, you don't have to dress professionally, but if ever you do have an interview, you can't have your pants sagged. You can't be casual. You always want to be dressed in your best light, especially if you're looking at a professional opportunity. When you're networking with individuals, dress accordingly because you want to present a good image of yourself at all times. Speak proper English. So when I'm, at home in California, maybe talking to my brother, talking to my folks, I might speak as we speak. But when you're in a professional setting, you need to make sure you speak the King's English because that's going to affect your image and how people look at you. The next point is provide exceptional service. And this is really something that I've learned since working at KEF Media. They are really focused on providing exceptional service to all of our clients. Why is that important? Well, let's say you go into a restaurant and you walk in there and the hostess doesn't say hello. How many are going to be seated? You kind of walk in there, there's nobody around, no one comes and presents themselves to you, no one even acts like they're interested in seating you. What does that tell you about the business or about the restaurant? Do you want to sit down there and pay your money to eat a meal there? I wouldn't, regardless of the restaurant, right? So always, no matter what you're doing, provide exceptional service. If you're dealing with one of your patients, if you're dealing with a patient, if you're dealing in your aviation business, always provide exceptional service because it's going to make people want to do business with you later on. And then communication. I can't really underestimate communication because in everything we do is communication. So if you're talking to a teacher about a problem that you're having, if you're in an extracurricular group, like a professional business organization in school, communication is really the backbone of everything we do, right? I'm communicating with you all right now. Everything I do in business is related to communication, whether I'm typing an email, whether I'm talking to a client on the phone. So always remember that communication is key in whatever you do. And then if you apply those other things, then you'll be fine. And Gary kind of touched on this next point. You want to build relationships, all right? Relationships are going to help you wherever you go in life. So as a media professional, I would say that 80% of the jobs that I've gotten were because of relationships that I had with other professionals. I had to produce a live stream for a Macy's about 1.5 years ago, and I met Gary at Public Broadcasting Atlanta. Just through our relationship, I said, hey, I need help with this project. We had both never done this before, all right? We had never done a live stream. We really didn't know what we were doing, but because he's a professional and I'm a professional, we ended up collaborating on the job, ended up making it happen, and it was a success. And we've maintained that relationship over the years, and now I'm speaking before you just because of the relationship. It works in business, it works in personal, all facets of your life. Relationships will really help you with every opportunity you'll find as you guys move forward.